Welcome to Jenny and the Sewing Revolution. Today we're going to show you how to make a Halloween pumpkin. Hi everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to make this really super cute pumpkin Halloween pin cushion. So first of all you're going to need a couple of things. So the size of your pumpkin really does depend on the circle, so you're going to need to have some fabric. I've just got a small bit of scrap here. You're going to need a needle and thread, pair of scissors, you're going to need some embroidery floss, some toy stuffing, or if you have a pillow you can use that, and then you may need a little bit of felt to make the eyes. So to begin, we're going to take our circle of fabric. So I've got the wrong side of the fabric facing me, and we're taking our needle and thread, which has got a nice long thread on, and all we're going to do is tuck under a little bit of a seam allowance and do a running stitch around the very edge of the fabric. So as you can see, I've continued that running stitch until I've come back to where I've started. So what I've done now is turned that the right way round. So all we need to do now is fill our circle full of stuffing. So I've got toy stuffing here, or you could use a pillow. And you can see that I've already kept the needle on the thread as well. So once you've stuffed that, you then need to pull on the thread to create the gathers. To secure that, what you need to do now is pop your needle through one of the gathers, and you can see there's no tension at the moment. So what I'm going to do is pull the thread again, maintaining the tension, and wrap round the needle, holding the tension as I pull the needle through the knot. That should give you a really nice, tight, secure pumpkin. So what I would suggest now is taking a small offcut, because we want to cover the hole that's left by that gather stitch. So I'm covering it but also turning under a little bit, so using the same technique as earlier. And again, taking my needle and thread, I'm going to grab a little bit of the pumpkin first before then going into the fold of that offcut of fabric. So again, I'm just tucking under a little bit of fabric, grabbing a little bit of the pumpkin first, and then sliding my needle through the fold that I've created to secure that little piece of offcut. For the next step, I would suggest wrapping your embroidery thread around your pumpkin about 6 or 7 times. This way you'll know you'll have enough thread to do the next step. Taking the needle through the 2 layers, you're going to need to find the central point of that pumpkin. So this is the base, and then I'm going to take the needle through the central point of the top of the pumpkin. Can you see that I've pulled that right through? You're going to keep repeating that process, going from top to bottom with the thread at least 6 times to give you that pumpkin shape. Once you've completed going around your pumpkin, you're going to need to secure your thread in exactly the same way as we did earlier with the gathers. So I've just pulled my knot tight, as you can see there, and I'm placing my needle back through to the top of the pumpkin. Take the needle off the thread and then place that into the very top. And then you can see that I'm creating loops with my other hand, and I'm dropping them onto the needle. Now make sure you leave these loops quite loose, not too loose, but not too tight either, otherwise it won't work later on. Use as much of the thread as you can, but make sure you leave around 10 centimetres left, because you need to thread back through the eye of the needle. With the needle threaded, you're going to take that needle right through not only the loops but also the pumpkin. So you might need to do some teasing here to make sure you don't knot up your little stalk that you've created. So slowly take the thread through and then just extend the knots or pull the thread depending on how tall you want your little stalk to be. So now I'm just securing the base of my thread with a knot and just passing the needle through the pumpkin first before trimming the excess off. It just gives a nice clean finish. Now all you need to do is add your eyes to your pumpkin. I'm using a little bit of black felt here. You can either glue them on or you can obviously hand stitch them as well if you prefer. I hope you've enjoyed my Halloween pumpkin tutorial. If you like what you've seen, then don't forget to subscribe or visit my website for more details.